All right, for PEW net control for the Mount Juliet Simplex Radio Net. I'm going to be looking for check-ins here in a little minute, but first off, if there was emergency traffic, I'm sure I would have heard it since I've been monitoring it for about 30 minutes. If there's any emergency traffic or have a problem, please contact us directly, but call 911 first, not two ones, 911. Yeah. And if you can't meet them, you can't get them on the line, get hold of us. In any case, we'll support you in any ways that we can. For information on the net, you can go to YouTube right now and see the screen on my radio. See what your signal strength is compared to others, at least to me. You could also hear stations you wouldn't normally hear and make attempts to improve your signal. Just double checking I'm on the right frequency, and then at any rate, you can also go to Facebook, MJ Simplexton Net, MJ Simplexton Net on the Facebook. 146415.net is the website for information on Simplex. If you haven't already seen it, you can also go to groups.io and sign up for our email list. Where you just go there and look at the what do you call it, the net schedule. But it's really a great resource for questions, for support, for technical issues, etc. Selling equipment or looking for buying equipment. Great location. There's about 200 people on there, in all hams, and so it's great resource. Or you can email me for a little resource, k4pew@arrl.net. Net normally meets at 8 p.m. every Wednesday and Saturday night. We conduct the net tonight starting at 146.415. We move on to 144.240 upper sideband. Then we go to 6 meters at 50.135. And then on to 223.415 FM to wrap up our Saturday cavalcade of nets. Purpose of that is to have fun, figure out how we operate, how we can hear things, see if the station's still working properly, if all of our equipment's working properly too. Where was it? Somebody's interrupting me. Where was I? Oh, yes. I forget what I was just saying. We invite everyone to use the net to announce amateur radio events. I don't know of any amateur radio events right off the top of my head, other than the Sunday night net at 7:30 p.m. Going slow so everybody can hear it. 7:30 p.m. It's on 28.415 upper sideband, and then it moves over to 29.415 on FM, and then over to 223.415 FM. Michael KM4YRF does that net. It's already finished its 4th year of doing that, which is a real thrill for him and for everybody else, because there's never, that I'm aware of, I've been here 12, going on 13 years, and I've never heard anybody doing a 10-meter net, whether on FM or sideband or anywhere for that matter. But I'm sure that I've always heard there was one. Everywhere I've lived, they said there used to be one of those. Anyway, there is one, 7:30 p.m. Sunday nights. 7:30 p.m. Sunday nights. Be there, or you have to have a really good excuse not to be there. Does anybody other have any announcements? All righty. We'll probably jump right into it here. We're on net number 992. We'll be starting from the north, but first we're going to be taking people who are short on time, mobile or first-time check-ins. So please come now. Mobile, first-time check-ins, or mobile. Mobile, first-time check-ins. That's right. Mobile, first-time check-ins, or whatever. Short on time.
KO4MKD.
Hello, Doug. Doing well?
Yeah, we're a little short on time tonight, Paul. I got to go in and get some dinner.
Well, dinner's more important than this.
Well, I just wanted to check in and tell everybody good evening. I've had a good day. I assisted with an exam session today at our local club, and I built an air cannon to launch a throw bag up in the air to get the wire up in the tree. And all I can say is, holy crap.
How far did you fire it, do you think? Of how high?
I charged it up with 50 PSI and went over 80 feet up.
Those things are awesome, right?
Yeah. I hope a golf ball don't fit down in there, because if it does, I'm going to get in a lot of trouble.
Yeah. How big are you shooting tennis balls with that?
No, it's an 1.5 inch PVC, and you get the little throw bags like the tree trimmers use. You know, they're like a I don't know, a little sack that's got some buckshot in it, and you can hurl it up in the tree. But I'm no good at throwing, so I built the cannon, and it does a great job.
Yeah, I always tried to be David with a slingshot.
I've done that. I'm pretty good with a slingshot, but this is so much easier.
Oh yeah, no, I've used one of those. They're great. I wasn't mine, but they really do work well. Anything else for the net?
No, that's all. I'm going to go in and grab a bite, so I just say 7-3 all.
Okay, if you can, come back for the sideband or the where were you? Sideband or or the 2 meter sideband or the 6 meter sideband or the 2 meter. We don't have 223, so I won't see it.
Now, I do want to remind everybody about the eclipse on Monday. I plan to be up in the park in just outside of Paducah, and I'm going to try doing Parks on the Air there. You know, sometime in the morning. You just have to hunt me down on the Parks on the Air webpage.
Ah, very good. Looking for the Parks on the Air for Doug, KO4MKD. He's doing an eclipse event in Paducah, in or around Paducah somewhere. Well, very good, Doug. We'll put a notice out on it.
All right, y'all have a good evening. KO4MKD, click.
Very good. That was Doug, KO4MKD, and he's up in Bellevue. He's up in Greenbrier. Who else is short on time mobile or first time checking? Well, that was quick. Then we're starting from the north. Please come down.
WB0NOL.
All right. First one out of the blocks. How you doing?
Doing well. On the way to the airport. So I guess her broom is in the air.
I know that she doesn't have a radio at this point.
Obviously not.
She doesn't have a broom. Might be an upgraded, I don't know, dustpan, dust mop.
Right. Anyway, I don't have anything for the net. I did get a new radio. Does it sound okay?
Oh, are you actually mobile? Because your sound is awesome. I thought you were home.
No, I'm home. I just got a different radio at the house.
No, it's really good audio, really clear, everything.
All right. Well, I haven't figured out how to work it all yet. But it's 100 watts, so that ought to help.
Well, I don't remember you being exactly 60 over, but you are 60 over tonight.
Yeah. Well, normally I run around 50 to 60 watts, so it's not a big change, I wouldn't think.
No, I wouldn't either. Who's got 100 watts? Which radio is that?
It's the ICOM.
Oh, okay. It's ICOM. Is that part of the ICOM? Is it a standalone mobile?
Yeah, it's the 9700 almost.
Oh, okay. Very good. No, that really sounds good. Really does. That's a 9700 ICOM. Yep. Very good. Never used one of those. Well, very good, Mark. That was Mark. Whiskey Bravo 0 November Oscar. Getting ready to go to the airport to on a mission of mercy. Who else is north?
KE4TW.
Hello, Wes. Everything good in your end of the county, I'll say?
Yes, I got all of what am I trying to say? The dirt, garden soil, tomato stakes. I have it all ready for the biggest, fattest, juiciest tomatoes this side of the Mississippi. That's all done today. So get ready.
Awesome. You're not going to try to grow any more of those pumpkins, are you?
Oh yeah, I planted some today actually. I know it's early. I got a big bag of seeds and I planted them around the pond just to see if they grew. So, oh yeah, I'm not giving up on that.
No, well, you had a quarter acre over there with your other place. Well, not quite a quarter acre. It was pretty big.
I'm gonna sneak over to your place and plant some pumpkins. That's what you gotta do with them.
Oh man, I remember growing. We have pumpkins, or was it watermelons? I tried to grow one time. Man, it takes up half the yard.
Never had luck with them. Otherwise, doing good here. Been busy all day. Got some sun, and just enjoying the airways. KE4TWI.
Very good. That's Wes. He's in Possum Town. Kilo Echo 4 Tango Whiskey India. Who else is north?
84 VW, Carlin, and Angeltown Buffet.
Hello, Carlin. What's up?
And nothing. Just sitting here listening to the net. Listen to another bunch somewhere else over on the other band at the same time. So and turn it down to keep the confusion down.
Oh yeah, as long as you can use the right microphone, you're all set.
Well, it's only one microphone on the radio, but I'm on the A band. I'm on the A VFO, and they're over on the B VFO.
Okay, very good. Yeah, I didn't know that was you had a dual band. Well, not dual band, but dual two sides of the radio, two different frequencies.
Yeah, it's TS2000 Kenwood. They're up on 585, up on the other end of the 2-meter band here.
Yeah, that was. I think I may have told you. That's the one I was eyeballing when I first got into ham radio. Was the TS2000, and it was just a little more than my budget could handle at the time.
Well, I bought my first one that I still got. I waited till about, I think around about 2000, somewhere around about 2006 or something. They come out in 2000, and then I waited that long because when the first ones come out, they had bugs. I thought, okay, I'll wait. So I had other radios to talk on at the time, and then I decided one day to pull the trigger on one. They put it on sale and knocked it down. I think around about $1,300 or something when they knocked it down. I thought, well, okay, I think I'll go ahead and get one now. So I went ahead and did that. I don't know, it works great. It's still firing all cylinders already. So, of course, this is the other one I got from a ham friend that I'm on right now. But I don't know. Think they're good old radio. A lot of people don't like the look of them. They say they're ugly. I'm like, I'm not planning on kissing mine or hugging it. I mean, I don't get it. So, anyway. Well, I guess everybody get prepared for the eclipse Monday. And, oh, yeah, we're all, that's supposed to be the end of the world. I'm sitting back going, I wonder what all these people that are saying that Monday's the end of the world and Christ is coming back Monday are going to do Tuesday. Apparently, they haven't read their Bible too well. I believe Jesus himself said that he didn't even know when the Father was going to do that. So I'm sitting back listening. I'm listening to all the silliness. The path of that eclipse is going over towns that's got biblical names. That's why they're making these decisions. They're telling people don't go outside your house, stay in your house. I'm going like, well, what's that going to do? You know, it's just amazing all of the silliness that's being taught. You know, I don't know. Anyway, enough of that. Hope you're doing okay. Hope everybody else is having a good time tonight on the net and staying warm, seeing it turned off winter again, doggone it. So I'll hush up, turn it back over to you, see if you can get some more check-ins. So with that said, this is KD4VUW, and I'm going to turn it right back over to you, Paul.
Yeah, very good. Well, it's good fodder for people just to have something to talk about. It sounds a little silly, though, doesn't it? I mean, that the world's going to come to an end because of the eclipse. That's what the original, that's what the, couple, 3,000 or 4,000 years ago, that's what the natives, the indigenous peoples around the world would think, because they thought the sun god was warning of something. Anyway, that was Carlin. He's in Angeltown, Bethpage area, Kilo Delta 4 Victor, Uniform Whiskey. Who else is north or west? Well, no, let's stay with north, be sure. Over to the west.
KO4 OTP.
So what are your plans? Don't be, if there's going to be a, how the calling all the souls to heaven, just don't be inside. You'll bang your head on the ceiling.
tell you, last week I had the flu so bad I didn't think I was going to make it this far.
Oh boy, that bad, huh?
Yeah, I've never felt like that ever. I had the flu in 18, and I had the body aches and all that. But I mean, to tell you, this time I ain't never felt nothing like that. I tell you, I don't want to go through that anymore.
That was just a seasonal flu.
It was flu A, so yeah, it was. I took what they prescribed, the Tamiflu, which knocked it back a couple days, I guess. But I still felt awful for 4 days. The first 2 days, like Friday and Saturday, Sunday, I started to come back around a little bit. But I mean, I was still in so much body pain. It was crazy. But I was glad I made it through it, to say the least.
Yeah. Had you had the flu shot? Had a seasonal flu shot?
No, I've never had them, and I had one in 2018 when I got the flu, and the only reason I got it then is because of the hospital made us. But I've never had the flu shot before, and because a lot of times it's kind of a crapshoot anyway. They're kind of guessing at that too. But because when I got the flu in 18, I had the shot, but it was the wrong strand. So go figure.
Yeah, I'm with you. Well, it doesn't necessarily mean you prevent it either. It's like all of those flu type, especially the COVID vaccines, which nothing in medicine has ever been so crazy that I've ever heard of. Anyway, no, I routinely now do get the COVID shot just because I'm getting old. I figured that's either it'll kill me or a flu would kill me. There's your choice.
Oh yeah, there's no doubt about it. I guess the older you get, the less your immune system can handle. Which I take a lot of vitamin D, one of them in daily. I take a lot of vitamins a day, every year, and I think that's helped me a lot throughout my life. But yeah, man, that was just kind of a fluke thing, man. It just came out of nowhere, and golly, man, I tell you, it's not like it was like I don't know who the heck I got it from or where I got it from. I was working at the sound stadium up there for the last week, being around some people there, but it wasn't like it was packed with people or anything. I mean, it was fairly empty.
Yeah, well, you never know. You're touching something and somewhere, and who knows what it was. Everybody likes to blame something, They'll always, oh, that son of a gun I worked with, he's got it, and then he gave it to everybody.
That's right. And that's what I was thinking too, because I wasn't around anybody that was even sick. So yeah, it was very just out of nowhere. I mean, I guess just and that's what I figured too. I probably just touched a door handle, or somebody came in from another state to help us out there, because there are several different trades out there doing stuff. And who knows, man? It was just one of those things. All I know is that Thursday night when I got home, I felt fine. I came out here, turned the radio on, checked into the Tennessee phone net, and then when I went back in, I got a cold chill so bad that I thought I was going to freeze to death. I mean, it was just, I've never shivered that bad in my life. And I had a long sleeve shirt on with the pajama pants, kind of like sweatpants on, and I was underneath 3 or 4 different layers of covers, and I mean, I couldn't warm up. And every time I moved, like my whole body would just ache, just a little bit of movement. It was unbelievable.
Yeah, I've had a similar experience with the flu. Not too many times. Like I said, the last time before this, I had one where I had the COVID, but it was a very mild case, and that wasn't so terrible. But 10 or 11, maybe it was 12, 11 or 12 years ago, I had the flu, and it was like you were talking about. It was horrible.
Yeah, I wouldn't wish that on anybody. I mean, being sick sucks anyway. I mean, there's nothing fun about any of that, but having to deal with the body aches and the pains and the joint, I mean, it was just unbelievable. And then out of nowhere, you're boiling hot and you're just sweating. It's just back and forth. It's like it couldn't make its mind up. I swear it was miserable. And I didn't even think about getting on the radio last weekend at all because of it. I mean, tell you, it was like, man, I hope I make it through this. It was, I had family in town for Easter. We were going to all go hang out, and all that got canceled. And yeah, so I just kind of sat here, and then I passed it on to my wife, which I don't know. She may have brought it home to me originally because she works at a doctor's office. Who knows? But she felt rough all week too. But she tested negative for the flu, so I don't know what she had.
Oh, interesting. Yeah, I'm glad. Well, I'm glad. I guess if we had a choice, we wouldn't get anything. But obviously, we do get things. Anyway, anything else from that, Joel?
Well, that's it for me, Paul. I'll see y'all over on 6 KO4 OTV. Back to that.
Yeah, we ought to have a flu net. That's what we need. No, we don't really want one of those either. That was Joel. He is West Ashland City, Kilo Oscar 4 Oscar Tango Victor. Anybody else west? Add two in there. One was Charles over in West Nashville, and we got Jack in Donaldson. What's up, Jack?
Not too much. I'll let you go ahead and get Charles. I just want to give you a check in, and I'll see you on the next one.
Very good. That was Jack. Short time Jack. He'll go for India Lima victory in Donaldson. And Charles, how are you?
Doing just great. Had a pretty easy day. Started out going to work, but it kind of got canceled after about 2 hours. So just come on home and do my own thing there.
What did you say got canceled?
I had a boy I was supposed to go pick up some kids, take them to the soccer field today, but it got canceled, or they didn't go, or somebody did, or the left hand didn't know what the right hand was doing. You know how that is.
Who normally? That's always scheduled through the school, or is it school bus service?
It's scheduled through the transportation office, through the field trip office, but I didn't even. They just called me Friday morning, wanting to know if I would do it, and I said, "It was kind of last minute, ain't it?" She said, "Yeah, well, I had the other people set up, but it fell through with them or something other." But anyway, it's just crazy sometimes.
Now you go and pick up the bus, do you?
Yeah, it's over here close to a local elementary school where I park every year.
I'm just curious because I know there's some school systems that the drivers take the bus home.
Yeah, some of them do here too, and then there's other places where they have them at their depot or their lots, whatever you want to call it, and that's where they all go to pick them up. But some of us get to park at elementary school, some of us park at home, and then others have to park at the transportation lot.
Wow, man, that's a lot of buses. I didn't even know what busing was when I was a kid. We didn't have that in where I lived in New York State. Yeah, they had it after I left though, at the forced busing.
Yeah, well, they're up in the New York area. Don't they have like a lot of local schools like really close together?
Oh, they do they do in cities like Buffalo and New York City and Rochester. But where I lived, we had a city school system, and there was busing, but it was all out in the farms in the rural areas for the 2 or 3 rural high schools and grade schools, and the whole thing. All the rural folks had the busing. We didn't have busing. You could take the city bus, but there aren't any more city buses. But anyway, they did go to busing though after the 60s.
Yeah, well, that happened here in Nashville long about, I don't know, I think it was around 1970 or something along in there. I kind of remember it going on, but it really didn't affect me too much because I still went to a local school anyway.
Right. No, it was, that's because that's got to be a big chunk out of a school board's budget, that busing system.
Oh, yeah, especially when the fuel prices go up because I get, well, right now I'm getting over probably about $120 either 2 or 3 times a week.
Yeah, that doesn't surprise me. Yeah, well, that's what the cost of doing business. I know that some areas really do have to have busing though, because where I went to school, both high school, middle school, and grade school, they were all within a mile of my house, so nobody really had to be bused, and everybody was kind of in the middle of everything where we lived, so everybody was able to walk to and from school unless their parents put them up.
Yeah, not just that, but just some of these schools that I run out of is just so many car riders. Sometimes I'm just thinking to myself, too many cars, just too many cars.
Although, at some point, this is a good point. I don't know if you've thought about this. At some point in that part of the century, 70s, I don't know whether it's the 70s or the 80s, every parent would be concerned about walking to school or even taking the bus. They'd take their kids to school. And the woman who lived next door to where I grew up later on, and she had children, they were much younger than me, but their children, she would take them to drive them about a half a mile to school and pick them up every single day. I'm thinking, you get some, either you got lazy kids or you're scared something's going to happen to them.
Well, a lot of that could be the roads. Right now, I wouldn't want my kids to walk on these roads.
Oh, well, this is all in residential areas. This is all one big residential area where I live. There was nothing, no real road problems, you know.
Like sidewalks everywhere.
Sidewalks every single street.
Yeah, see, that's different. Is here you might like the little elementary school that I drive out of. They got sidewalks right around near the school, but once you get maybe a half mile away, there is none.
Oh yeah, no, I know that's true. It's true where I lived in Tampa too. They didn't, like, they were still putting in sidewalks in 2005, putting sidewalks because they didn't put them in originally when they built the neighborhood. Anyway, anything else for that, Charles?
That's it, Paul. Good to talk to you. Glad you're there, and 7-3, everybody. KC4, GNQ.
Yeah, very good. That's Charles, Kilo Charlie 4 Tango November Quebec. He's over in West Nashville. Who else? You're West. Please come now.
He's on Delta 4 Charlie Victor Echo.
Hello, Greg. Did you get the bus system?
Yeah, in fact, I rode a bus like for over an hour each way. but we had a good time.
Yeah, I guess. That's not a good way to have a good time, though, riding a bus for an hour to and from school. That's just, I don't know, that's too much for me.
Yeah, it was all right. I mean, you know, there's no different than hanging out with your friends after school.
Yeah, I guess it would become a nice time just to socialize and goof off and maybe on the outset do some homework.
And the girls.
Well, yeah. That would be a big plus. We didn't have, like I said, we didn't have that experience at all.
Didn't have girls?
No, they kept them away from us. We were dangerous. No, we didn't have we didn't have the busing, so there was no girls on the bus.
And then we had actual busing integration when I was in 9th grade. That started.
Yeah, I always thought it was interesting that caused, as everyone would know, great upheaval in many places in the southern states. But it also caused the same problem in a couple of northern states. Boston had poop fests up there in Boston about that issue.
I don't doubt that.
No, they just did. It was awful. And any politicians, in fact, I'm pretty sure it was over that issue. Kennedy, gosh, I can't think of his name. Kennedy, the Chappaquiddick Kennedy, he was speaking to a crowd about that issue, and they hit him with tomatoes, rotten tomatoes and rotten fruit. I thought it was hilarious.
Yeah. None of that busing or windmills or nothing.
No, it was really funny. He kind of had to support it, and nobody wanted him. They hated him for it, at least for that moment, because there's a kind of a rule in Massachusetts: if your name's Kennedy, you get elected no matter what.
I hear you. All right, well, I'll let you move on. KD4TV.
Yep, K4P. That was Kilo Delta 4 Charlie Victor Echo. That was Greg in Antioch, and this is K4PEW in Montreal. Anybody else west?
NADNUT.
Hello, Carl. Any of the big news since I talked to you 30 minutes ago?
Nope, it's all the same.
Hey, who all gets on that net? You said you do on DMR. Does that also Atkinson? You get him on there?
Yeah, Tom in Alabama. Two guys in Louisiana. There's probably 3, 4, 5 guys regular right here in Nashville area, and it's good because no matter if it's thunder and lightning or what have you, you can still check in and it's constant.
Oh, I got you. Tom doing okay?
Yeah, he's doing good.
Yeah, I haven't heard from him, and I only see him if I go to the Hamfest in the Huntsville.
Yeah, it'll be here before you know it.
Yeah, I look forward to it. It's funny. I got the only thing I bought in the last 3 trips was one HT, I think. And here you blow 4 hours of drive time, so you can either buy a cup of coffee or an HT.
Oh yeah, yeah. I've been up to Dayton a few times, and yeah, just about $10 worth of connectors, and first one thing and another. But yeah, it's still fun.
Yeah, I had one ham. Really, I think he's still alive. He's older. He's several years older than I am, and he was in troubled health last time I saw him. But he told me, he said, "Oh, we're going to Dayton." I said, "Really? What are you gonna do?" "Well, we're gonna really save some money buying equipment, new equipment out there." I'm going, "You got to drive from Florida to Dayton, and you're gonna save money on equipment? How does that work?"
Yeah, yeah. The math don't work out that way. But if you're just going to see what's new and camaraderie, then that's good.
Well, that's really just the excuse people give their XYL. They go, "Yeah, I'm going to save a bunch of money on that radio," and really they spend 20% more. Anyway, anything else for the net, Carl?
No, sir. Have a good night. It ain't in you too.
Yeah, that's Carl. He's in Franklin. November 8, November Uniform Tango. Who else is west or south?
KE4TYJ.
Hello, Jim. What's up?
Not much. Checking into the net here tonight. I don't hear much of anybody. Apparently, I'm not pointing in the right direction, but I got you, Paul. You're doing a good job.
Awesome. Anything good going on your end of their planet?
No. Cut the grass. First time this year. Did the trimming, moved some dead trees, and gave the neighbor one. So it looks like people live here again.
Oh, wow. Yeah, I like this time of year. All the buds on the trees and the flowers growing. It's always a good time.
Oh, absolutely. Yep. Just trying to enjoy as much of life as possible. That's all.
I've been here in this house for going on 13 years. And I'm still trying to figure out where that owl is. I can hear every stinking day. He hides good. He's like a stealth owl.
Yes, they are.
No, really, I think they blend in with the trees, and I just can't see them.
Yeah, come out here one night. You'll enjoy the peace and solitude.
Oh yeah, no. The only problem I would prefer, if I had a choice, I wouldn't live right here. I like the elevation, and the neighborhood's nice, and the convenience of living close to a lot of things here in Mount Juliet anyway. And the problem is I can still hear the interstate, at night, because I'm a quarter mile just north of I-40, and it's not super noisy, but you can hear motorcycle racing and cars making a racket and trucks making a racket. So I don't know, I find that annoying, but I overlook it.
Oh yeah, well I got frogs. You can hear 53 a little bit from here, but other than that, I got a shooting range that you hear all the time, but you have to listen for it because after a while living up here, I don't even notice. My wife posted a video of me and the dog one evening, and a friend of mine from New Jersey made a comment on the post. What's all the shooting? I had no idea what he was talking about. I had to go back to the post and rewatch it and actually listen for the gunfire. I was like, oh, that's the OK Corral down the road. Sorry, I didn't even notice it. But yeah. Anyways, I won't tie it up. I'll let you get back to that. Good to hear you, as always. KE4TYJ.
Yeah, very good. That was Jim. He's in Woodbury. Kilo Echo 4 Tango Yankee Juliet. Has a nice beam pointed due north, I think. Or pretty much. No, not really due north. It'd be northwest, I guess. Who else is south? Boy, Jeff, you're real rough to me tonight. That's Kilo Golf 4 India Kilo Tango, correct? Yeah, very good. Are you doing anything different, or is it just conditions are a little bad for you tonight? Yeah, it is. You got real right. You weren't rough last time, as I recall. I could go back and listen, but I know you weren't. Everything going all right for you? Yeah, very good. I was gonna look up where you were. I forgot where you are. I'm sorry, say again. Oh yes, that's right. It was Brady's. I didn't remember that. Thanks for the reminding me. Um, is everything good down there?
Yeah, good.
Well, very good. Anything else for the net?
No, that's all I've got for now.
Very good. That's Jeff. He's in Bradyville in Cannon County. Kilo Golf 4, India Kilo Tango. Is anybody else copying Jeff besides me?
Yeah, great. Take one on, of course. I'm in Woodbury.
I copied him, but he was kind of a rough copy, but it was much better last time.
Yeah, that's what I thought too. I thought I just, yeah, that's what I remember. Anyway, no, you're here, but you're being heard elsewhere. There, it's just a little bad conditions this tonight, I think, for you, Jeff. Anyway, that was Jeff in Bradyville, and that's Kilo Golf 4 India Kilo Tango. And he's about, as I recall, about 40 miles from me. That's a pretty good stretch on his antenna. Who else is Sal? Hello, Larry. You sound a little rough as always now with the way my antenna is situated, but anything for the net? Very good. That was Larry in Rockville, Kilo Echo 4 Sierra Yankee Victor. Larry also does the D-Star net on Saturday nights at 7:15 on 146.460. So be sure if you got D-Star, give it a try. Who else is Sal?
KM4TM, Tom, also in Rockville. Hey, Paul.
I'm telling you, Tom, you're going to break a record doing like twice in one 7-day period. What's up with that?
Twice? Well, I thought this was the first time in like a 7-week period.
Nah, I think we're in last Saturday, maybe. I have to look. I don't really keep that much. Well, I keep a log. I don't keep track, you know.
Yeah, I surely don't either. I just happened to have the radio on. I've got inside my shack here from the house and heard the net going, had some dinner, and I thought I better check in while I had an opportunity before I hear my obituary or see it in the newspaper or whatever. Anyway, just want to say good evening to you, and I heard Larry down the street from me, and just want to say good evening to everyone. And that's about it. Not a whole lot to report from Rockville here, KM4TM.
Very good. That's Tom. We should call him Big Signal Tom. He's got a really big tower and an X700 antenna on top of it, so he really gets out a long ways. I'm sure he's had complaints. That was Tom, Kilo Mike 4 Tango Mike, and he's in Rockville. Who else is south? South or east?
KM4YRF.
Very good, Michael. Yeah, Tom's signal is killer, isn't it?
It sure is.
Yeah, well, again, you're gonna have to put up that. You have to just dump that tower. You got that little one, and put up a 90-foot like he has. I think it is.
Oh man, I couldn't afford to pay for the concrete to put up a tower like that.
Yeah, you know how many bags of saccharine that is if you did it by hand?
That's a whole bunch.
That's a whole truckload, I'm telling you. No, actually, seeing from my experience in the past in construction, well, some construction, not very much. I mean, we did pour concrete occasionally, but just seeing a concrete truck makes me nervous.
I hear that. Man, I've poured some concrete in my younger days, but no more.
Yeah, I think I told that here, but that time I worked for a week for a guy because I was on leave and I needed money. Needed money so I could go back to my shift. And so a neighbor of my girlfriend, he hired me for a week to be a laborer, and he showed me. I learned a little bit. You know, he was pouring driveways, but they poured it into a. He said, "Okay, we're going to show you how to push this wheelbarrow." And I said, "Well, those big, you know, I forget how big those wheelbarrows are. You know, the regular standard concrete wheelbarrow is not just use your legs and pick it straight up and just push forward. And if it starts to fall, don't try to stop it because you can't. You can't. I can't. You can." And he was a big burly guy, big burly Italian guy. What do you think? The first thing happened, I made it about 3 steps, and I tried to stop, and I realized I can't stop concrete.
I'm telling you what, a wheelbarrow full of concrete is really heavy, and there's no controlling it. Once it gets out of hand, it's gone.
Yeah, but he could do it. He didn't even get mad. He just, okay, fine, I'll do the next one.
Well,
how to do it, and that makes it easier. But man, it's heavy stuff.
Oh man, I'd have to do the math on that. How many cubic feet are in that? I don't have to look that up because I can figure out how much it weighs. I just don't remember. It weighs enough that you can't stop it. Let's put it that way. Plus, it's slushy, and so it's sliding around. And anyway, that was anything for the net, Mike?
I reckon that's all, Paul, but I believe that wheelbarrow is like 4 cubic feet, maybe.
So it's got to be more than. Is it really 4 cubic feet? Is that what it is?
I'm not sure. It's just a guess.
Well, I'm just thinking in terms of water, and a cubic foot of contains about 8 gallons of water. So that would be only. I'm trying to remember what that weighs. Let's see, a 5-gallon pail, 50 gallon. I don't have to do the math. I can't do it in my head anymore. Do it for me. Get back to me. That was Mike here, Mount Juliet, KM4YRF. Who else is east before I embarrass myself further?
KG4, my Vic.
Oh man, my savior on the math. How much is a gallon of water weigh?
8 pounds.
That's what I thought. It was 8 pounds. And I was just trying to figure out if you got a 4 cubic feet. That should be 32. That should only be 32 pounds, but I can't believe the wheelbarrow only had 32 pounds.
Oh, heck, I don't know, Paul. I'm guessing on that 8 pounds. I'm thinking that it is. It seems like I remember it being that way, but I'm not exactly sure right now. Wow, goodness. So, how you been? I haven't spoken to you in a good piece there since last night, I guess.
Yeah, I'm doing good. Just getting older and uglier. I don't know about. Well, I know I'm getting older, and I'm pretty sure somebody told me I was ugly.
Oh, okay. Well, I'll agree. You're uglier. No, I'm just playing with folks. Man, I'm telling you, I didn't do too much of anything. Sat around, watched a little bit of the TV today, and really wasn't nothing on. So I would just really watch the movie, or one of them John Wayne movies on the over-the-air TV. So caught what I could of it when I was, when I was trying to keep my eye open. Well, that's about the basics, man. That's about all I did today. A little to nothing.
Well, there's nothing wrong with that. It's a good day for doing nothing. That was pretty out though. Really nice.
I know I wasted a day away. It's a good day. It was pretty. Every time I got up to look out the door, see anything outside, it looked like a beautiful day.
Well, the beauty of that is doing nothing. You realize you're being kind and not causing any wear and tear on your tools or your mower.
There you go. That just means I have to do it all tomorrow. That's all.
Yeah, that's what I got to do. What'd you say, Michael?
A contractor's wheelbarrow is 6 cubic feet, and a gallon of water weighs 8.34 pounds.
But that means there would be only about 50 pounds or 60 pounds of concrete. I don't think concrete weighs that much more than water. Doesn't make sense to me why it'd be so heavy. Why you can't? I don't know. I know it's heavy when you go to lift that wheelbarrow.
Well, a bag of concrete is what, like a third of a cubic foot? So that would be like six bags of concrete in there. That's got to be more than that.
I guess you're right. I know that even pick up a 5-gallon pail, and that's approximately 50 pounds. And it's a lesser man is not going to drag that very far.
Roger that. Back to that.
Very good, Mike. Thanks, Michael. Anyway, that was back to the other one. It was Kevin, Kilo Golf 4 Mike, India Zulu. He is over by Cumberland University in Lebanon. Who else is east? Hey, Stan, ain't heard from you in a couple of Sundays. How you doing?
Doing pretty well, Paul.
Well, I'm still here, and I'm doing pretty good, I guess. My wife thinks I'm doing all right, I guess. She's still showing up every day for work.
Well, that's good.
Anything good going on in your world on HF?
Nah, I've been kind of taking a break from the rodeo lately. I've got a couple of Drake rigs that I've been working on, and making some progress on them. Some older 4-line and T4X and R4B.
Cool, cool. I take it you've done that before.
Yes.
You doing it for yourself or just to do it for selling them?
I'm doing it for me. I bought me another 4-line that I want to put online, and it's got a little bit of a weak set of finals, I think, in the T4X, but I've ordered a couple more pairs from the go up in Indiana. Hopefully they're in better shape than the ones I have.
Oh, great. That sounds good. You must have a stack of equipment over there.
Yeah, the picture of my workbench.
You say you're going to send me one?
Yeah.
All right, that'd be great. Well, very good. Anything else for the net stand?
No, that's all, Paul. Back to net. Okay, I'm 4HK.
Very good. That's Stan. He's in Lebanon as well, north of the Circle Square downtown. That's Kilo Mike 4 Hotel Quebec Echo. Who else is east? East or anywhere around the compass. We got lollygaggers, lurkers, and sandbaggers are next. End-time survivalists, flat earthers, moon landing deniers. Man, I can't get any of them. And I thought you were going to jump in on those, Kevin.
You got lizard people too. I thought only one time banned.
What was that? I'm sorry, I missed a little bit of double in there by somebody else. But what would you say there, Kevin?
Oh, I was just saying, I thought I was only allowed one check-in, one time a ban.
No, under different categories, it's permitted.
Oh, well, then check me in on all of those then.
And the lizard people, I forgot about them.
Yeah.
All right, very good. The Walking Dead. Yeah, that'd be another one. Who suggested the lizard? I forgot the lizard people.
Oh, that was me. You know, you gotta get the full spectrum of the conspiracy.
Yeah. You know, did any of you see that April Fool's joke about ham radio? The one that, I don't know if I sent that out to the group or not. It was where the guy, he was British, so he sounded really, really sharp, and he was he's obviously a seasoned ham, and he was talking about these studies, and they figured that during he could improve propagation if everybody transmitted on the same frequencies at the same time. They could activate the F layer better, and everybody had better propagation. Do you see that?
No, I did see where the Navy released some caterpillar worm drops straight out of Hunt for Red October. Sure enough, they get picked up on it.
Oh yeah, they sure did. Yeah, they. I'm sure everything they can do to help to be not not. Hold on. They have to do everything they can to keep as quiet as they can. They do a pretty good job, though. I mean, obviously, I know when I was I'm sure I've mentioned it before, when we were out we get in contact with a Russian submarine. We found out later it was a Russian submarine. We were pretty sure it was. We weren't positive because you can't see a whole number, and you can't see it. All you do is see the sonar silhouette and the sound. And one of the reasons we believe strongly it was a Russian submarine, because when we tried to keep track of it and follow it, it took off. It took off at a very high power, high speed, and when it did, it was really, really noisy. I mean, it was really like following a farm tractor. It was really noisy compared to other submarines we had dealt with. But then we found out later from intelligence people in Washington, and it was obviously a Russian submarine. But anyway, keeping quiet is the key to the silent service. Anyway, anybody else coming in here now? We had 17 in here. Anybody else before we move on over to 2 meter upper sideband? All right, we're going to close it out. We had 17 people in there. We're going to go over to 2 meters upper sideband on 144.240, and we'll see you there momentarily. It's Kilo 4 Pop Echo Whiskey with the Mount Juliet Simplex Net here on 144.240. Who is from the north? Please come down. And we'll come back. North or west? Okay, I'm not hearing anything. North or west or south? Well, yeah, it was. I have a slight sight impairment due to my camera being on there, and I was on the wrong frequency. I was on 10 meters instead of where I should have been. Anyway, this is K4PEW. I wonder why nobody was replying to me. Well, okay, on here I am on the right frequency on 144.240. So I think that's where I'm supposed to be. Yes, 144.240 from the north. Please come down. Very good. We've got Carlin, Kilo Delta 4 VUW, Victor Uniform Whiskey, that is, on in Angeltown. Who else is north? North or west? Very good. We've got Greg in there, Kilo Delta 4 Charlie Victor Echo in Antioch. Who else is west?
Kilo Golf 4 India Lima Victor.
Very good. We got 2 in there, Kilo Golf 4 India Lima Victor, Jack and Donaldson, and Kilo Charlie 4. Kilo Charlie 4. Can't even get my term straight here. Tango, I couldn't think of it. I didn't want to look at Tango November Quebec. Okay, Tango November Quebec. That's Charles in West Nashville. It's Kilo Charlie 4 Tango November Quebec. I got my tongue tied over the call signs. Who else is west? West or south?
KM4 TM again, Tom and Rockwell.
Very good. That's Kilo Mike 4 Tango Mike, and that's Tom and Rockville. Really big signal again. Who else is south? Anybody south or east?
KM4 YRF.
Very good. We got Michael in Mount Juliet, KM4 YRF. Who else is east?
KG4 MIC.
Very good. Sounds good there, Kevin. Who else? It's Kevin in Lebanon. Kilo Golf 4 Mike India Zulu. Who else is east?
KM4 HQE.
Very good. We got Stan in there. He is also in Lebanon. Kilo Mike 4 Hotel Quebec Echo. Anybody else east? Very good. Any place anywhere, north, south, east, or west, since we already covered north? We did a grand total of 9. We'll move right over then to 50.135, and so we'll see you there. And we might want to announce that over again on 2 meters for me, like on FM.
Sure.
Very good. We're moving to 50.135, K4P then. Very good. This is K4PEW, Mount Juliet Simplex Radio Net here on 50.135. Looking for check-ins from the north. Please come now. 50.135, checking in with the north. Please come now. Over the west. All right, got you in there, Charles. Kilo Charlie 4 Tango November Quebec. Who else is north or west? Very good. We got 2 in there. Kilo Oscar 4 Oscar Tango Victor Joel in West Ashland City, and Kilo Golf 4 in the Alima Victor Jack and Donaldson. Who else is west or south? Very good. Kilo Delta 4 Charlie Victor Echo. You notice I haven't messed with West at all. You know, I haven't missed it at all in the last few nets. You notice that? Yeah. Well, maybe I should do it on purpose, just so show you I can't be shamed. That was Kilo Delta 4, Charlie Victor Echo. He's in the West. Who else is West or South? Anybody else West or South? All righty, West, South, or East?
KM4YRF.
Very good. Got Michael, KM4YRL. YRF, YRLs. That's a good one. Who else is East? Yeah, very good. Don't forget to go over to 223 after this, Kevin. Very good. I got Kevin in there, Kilo in Lebanon, Kilo Golf for Mike, India Zulu. Anybody else East? Anybody else East? Anybody copying anybody I can't? All righty. Any place, anywhere? All right. We only, you know, when we do those other check-ins, we don't include politicians because they don't fall into any of those neat categories. Anyway, that was a grand total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 in there on the 650.135. And we're moving over to 223.415. So we'll see you there. K4P then. This is Kilo 4 Pop Echo Whiskey with the Mount Juliet Simplex Radio Net here on 223.415. Looking for check-ins from anywhere.
KM4YRF.
Very good. Got Michael in there, KM4YRF, and myself, K4PEW. Who else in there? Very good. We got Carlin in there from the Angeltown Bethpage connection up there. We got Kilo Delta 4 Victor Uniform Whiskey. Who else is any place, anywhere? Got nobody in there anymore?
KG4ILV.
Very good. How are you, Jack? You sound good. You copying everybody so far?
Pretty much.
Very good. Seems like a good night. 2 meters was very good. Who else? Any place, anywhere? Anybody, any place, anywhere on 223.415. Please come in.
KC4TNQ.
Hey, you sound terrific tonight, Charles.
No, I don't know. You're down a little bit. I was going to ask you, was you on the right antenna?
Oh, no, you're, well, again, I only, well, I'm on medium power, and I do that just because of overheating issues, which I haven't resolved yet, but not overheating, but just the radio gets pretty hot. But anyway, you sound really good to me tonight. Kilo Charlie 4, Tango November, Quebec. Anybody else?
Greg was trying to check in.
Greg, go ahead again, please.
Greg, can you hear Paul? Paul, he can't hear you, but check it in.
All right, very good. Yeah, he wasn't even breaking squelch, I don't think. I opened the squelch up too. Anybody else out there, please come now. We had Greg, Kilo Delta 4, Charlie, Victor, Echo. Anybody else?
Yeah, Paul, Joel, said he can hear you.
Oh, Joel can't hear me. Well, maybe I'm having a little trouble going to the west. I guess that's the problem here because normally I can hear Joel.
Relay Joel in.
I will do. Kilo Oscar 4, Oscar Tango Victor on a relay. And anybody else, please come in.
Get you in there, Joel.
Yeah, we got 7 with those 2 relays in there, which is cool. Anybody else, please come in.
Have we heard from Carlin yet?
Yeah, he was the first. He was right after you. I was hoping we'd get Greg in there, up there from wherever he is. Clearview, Pleasant View, where is he out of?
Yeah, I believe that's Pleasant View.
All right. right, anybody else checking in, please come now.
Oh, was 6 meters noisy for you?
Not particularly noisy. It was for you?
Yeah, it was like S9. It had to be something local.
Huh. Yeah, well, did you see that? You didn't happen to see an article. I always say the Russian hackers. Well, you knew that. But I saw an article. It was a real article that the Russians apparently have been hacking, because Europe has and I've never been to Europe, so I'm speaking out of just what I've heard. Europe has a tremendous, rail system for transportation, and they've been messing with the computers that run the rail system as well as the ticketing systems.
I did not hear that.
Yeah, and they were doing that presumably. I think it was to, just to mess with the European Union, but I think it also messed with freight schedules for materials moving into Ukraine.
That would be a goal.
Yeah, I don't know. I honestly think that the Russians Putin and the Russians are all crazy because they've lost like 150,000 men.
Well, I thought the Russian army was a mighty force, but from what I saw in Ukraine, man, they don't have anything.
Well, they've had their first. They had a bunch of civilian deaths. They had over 100,000 civilian deaths, from what I understand, and they lost. I forget what they said on. Yeah, it's hard to believe statistics, but I think the statistics were a company called they're a company organization that studies war, so they're the ones that you get the information from. Because if you believe the belligerents, you wouldn't necessarily get the right answer.
Well, I was just seeing how all their equipment was breaking down. It was old and not very well maintained.
All right. If you will go to, have you ever been on Reddit?
No.
Okay, you don't have to be a member, but go to Reddit. It's reddit.com. You don't have to just do that. You don't have to do it because all you have to look for is combat footage. Combat footage. Now, if you got a weak stomach, you can't watch it because it shows people getting actually with those drones. They show them dropping into tanks and blowing up people and dropping into dugouts, trenches, blowing up people. People walking down the road, blowing them up. Russian. Russian. So once in a while, there's a Russian video in there, but it's almost 95%. It's drone videos of the actual combatants dropping bombs on Russians. You wouldn't believe it. You will not. It'll make you sick.
Well, I'll have to give that a look just to see how much of it I can take.
Well, it's not that it's particularly gory or awful, but you actually can see people being hit with bombs. Those little bomblets are almost like like a form of a grenade, little bomb. And people, they're not moving after they're hit or blown up. One guy, it's actually quite stunning. He got injured, seriously injured, and also his buddies, I think, were all killed, and he was the only one left. And before the drone could drop another bomblet, because we're doing it all remotely, he pulls out his rifle and puts it up to his chin and gets his arm situated and blows his brains out, and his helmet goes flying off before he'd be killed by another bomb.
Oh my goodness!
And it's not like anything's left to your imagination. Now you don't see, you do once in a while see body parts flying around, but it's like I say, you have to have a little bit of a stomach for that. I wouldn't even tell my wife about it, let alone show it to her.
I hear that, but I'll check that out.
Anyway, that's on Reddit. It's under the listing combat, all one word, combat footage.
Yeah, I got it wrote down so I don't forget.
Yeah, I never combat footage ever about clearly killing people rather than just bombing places and blowing up buildings. There was lots of that in World War II footage and lots of that in Vietnam footage. But this one, man, we got drone footage. It brings it in right into your living room.
I was watching some of the footage of Gaza on Fox News yesterday or day before, but it doesn't look like there's hardly anything left of Gaza anymore.
Well, I guess that I believe I haven't kept track of that, but northern Gaza, whatever that's called, it really got tore up good. I don't know about southern Gaza.
Well, I think southern Gaza, I think, is where they're holed up now, and can't think of the name of the little province there, but I think that's where they are now.
Yeah, I think it's called Rafah, isn't it?
Yes, Rafa. I couldn't bring that to memory.
Yeah, I was surprised I could remember. I haven't paid close attention because we're not getting a lot of imagery or news that is. I think they're doing it on purpose, quite honestly, to withhold evidence because they don't want to make Israel look any worse than a lot of people think they are already.
Yeah, I hear that.
Well, again, war is partially about propaganda and withholding information. And you should say the Ukrainians brag about the stuff they're doing. I'm not kidding you. This is coming straight from the Ukrainian military. The stuff you see on Reddit.
All right, well, I'm gonna look it up. We'll see what happens.
Just saying, it ain't pretty. And really, I feel really bad for anyone who's killed or seriously injured in a war. I feel particularly bad about the Russians because I think they're duped into thinking that mother country is doing the right thing.
Oh yeah, I'm sure of that.
Anybody else got any other gory information for the net? There was another issue. My son sent me a link on Reddit. He spends a lot of time on Reddit, I guess. He's about 37, and he's unmarried, so he's got more time than everybody else. But he sent me a video they had on there, and it was a Siberian husky in Alaska got loose from his pack, or got lost or ran away from the where he was supposed to be, and they went out to look for him with a drone. Drones are coming at everything, man. I'm getting me a big drone, and they found the Siberian husky, and he was hanging out. I mean, literally with a whole tribe of brown bears, and they were just walking along with it, and the dogs running around like his best buddies with him. I never saw anything like that before in my life.
He was just having a good old time.
Yeah, they were all being friendly and everything. It was like the bears didn't mind, and in fact, at one point, it looked like the bear was kind of playing with the Siberian husky, to reach over and like smacks him on the head, that kind of stuff. But nope, it wasn't aggressive behavior. He was just one of the, hey, I'm another meat eater. Glad to have you here.
And I saw he was another bear.
I don't know, a little skinny little bear compared to those big bears. I like those bears, those brown bears up there in Alaska that are sitting in the middle of the river, waiting for the salmon to come up and jump into their mouth.
Have you ever seen Homestead Rescue?
I don't think so.
Well, you probably haven't because it's on cable. It's on demand a lot. But Thomas and I watch that a lot. There's a lot of good stuff about Alaska on that.
Oh, really? Homestead Rescue, and that's what it's about? Is just animals?
Well, it's about this guy and his family that are lifelong homesteaders, and they go and help other homesteaders all over the country to get them set up to make it in homesteading.
It's got to be some, and it's out in the countryside. I mean, they're not like on the grid.
Yeah, almost all of them are off grid.
Yeah, you got to be one rough dude.
Yeah, it takes some doing for me to live off grid, I think. It'd be hard to keep ice cream unless you're probably in Alaska.
Yeah, well, I'm sure that's hard to come by, unless you got a cow that you can milk all the time.
All right, I reckon I got nothing else, and it's about snack time for me.
All right, very good. Anybody else got anything good for the net, or even bad for the net? That was a big resounding nothing. Don't forget the term You know, Bob's your uncle, and Fanny's your aunt. I still think that's fine. And my wife got it all screwed up. She didn't like my explanation, so she created her own. Anyway, you guys have a good night. K4P.
I used that on the CheetahNet Tuesday night, and I love it.
Oh yeah, I did hear that. That was funny. I don't think anybody gets it though, unless they look it up. Anyway, appreciate everybody being there. K4P.
Bye, Jack.